So I'm not gonna do this off a script or anything. I'm just gonna kind of go over it. So I mean, everybody's probably heard this a lot, but you shouldn't limit your definition of improvement by like such a binary metric, such as lamping. You know, whether you cleared or not. Like that's kind of irrelevant. You should be focusing on your overall performance in a chart, um, because clearing is so inherently dependent on your performance during the ending. For you to clear something, it doesn't matter whether or not you performed well in other aspects of the chart. It only matters for the ending, at least for easy or normal clearing. Hard clear and EX hard clear do depend a little bit more on your overall performance, but even that is still kind of binary. I feel like there's a lot more information, a lot more improvement language you can interpret out of your overall, you can interpret by analyzing your overall performance in a chart as opposed to the end result only. I personally do this in sections, right? So sections are really important. You don't have to go around and section off every individual chart. That's not what I'm talking about. But every player has like a certain pool of charts that they like to play over and over again to improve on during a session, and then you'll vary it around every now and then, play some other stuff, go for some long note or some scratch training or whatever. But you always have like a relatively large chart pool, basically. And you should get familiar with the sections in those charts. There's gonna be a delay section. There's gonna be a gotchi section. So yeah, this is what I mean. You have a pool of charts you play regularly, and that are still challenging. That you are actively trying to push your skill on. This is irrelevant. Ignore this. Like this doesn't matter whether or not you can hard clear it. It doesn't matter. I don't know why Sehun put this here. I disagree. So you want to break down the chart into distinct sections that offer a unique learning opportunity. Like if you play a chart, you'll recognize alongside the music itself. If the BPM changes, maybe it'll turn into a gotchi section. Maybe it's a chord stream section. Maybe it's a delay section. You should be able to recognize this, and it takes no mental capacity, like no real effort, for you to just be playing, and you're like, okay, so now I know the song changes, and I know now the gotchi section is gonna come up, or the delay section is gonna come up, or this super crazy burst I have to mash perfectly is gonna come up. You know what I mean? That takes no mental capacity, and you should be doing that. You should be having like kind of like a play style that bases itself on expecting things, especially within the chart pool you play regularly. Yeah. So this is the hard part. You actually have to apply this and do it regularly to develop kind of like a feeling for it. This isn't something, like I already said this isn't something that you should sit down and theory craft on, or like hyper analyze, or like, piece and break up your section by little pieces, and then like kind of analyze every piece. Like you don't have to put so much effort into that. It's more so like being aware of it as you play, because you won't learn it by not playing. You will only learn it by playing. And you should be aware of your performance in each section. It's just a different way to look at improvement. If you play a chart and you just completely nail the gotchi section, but then you eat shit on the chord stream section, you're gonna be like, oh wow, or you should be like, oh wow, I really did well on that gotchi section, but the chord stream section took me out. So now next try, I can not focus so much on the gotchi section because I know I can hit it, and then expect the chord stream section and get ready for it. You know what I mean? Both mentally and physically. Even if your BP or your score wasn't improved, you should be able to judge your playing. You should be able to judge your performance regardless of what the end outcome is, whether you cleared or not, whether you raised your score or not, whether you lowered your BP or not. You should be able to judge yourself and be like, okay, the end result doesn't matter, but what does matter is that I played this section really, 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 really well, and my problem lies in this other section of the chart. So next time I play this chart, I am going to focus on what I suck at and try to see it differently and try to see improvement in that regard. And it's all about the next time. When you play a chart again and you see improvement in a section that you know you suck at, that is improvement. And you should be holding on to that. This is exactly what I was talking about. You need to, not after every playthrough, but you know, charts that are important to you, charts that you want to improve on, charts that you think will teach you something. You should be assessing your performance on them. I mean, I do this all the time. I'll play a high level, you know, Stella chart, and I want an easy clear on it, and I'll break it down and be like, okay, so what can I work on? What am I missing? What is the section that's taking me out, right? If I notice, for example, the section that's taking me out is this really difficult delay section, I'll focus on that specifically during my next playthrough. Exactly. Like this is all psychology. This part is all psychology. You have to be able to pat yourself on the back, even if you fucked up and you didn't clear or you didn't improve anything. You know what I mean? You still have to be able to be like, okay, well, I fucked up. You know, this play was horrible, but this section was really good. You know what I mean? Like, it doesn't mean that you suck. It doesn't mean that you're going through a bad day or anything like that. That stuff is purely psychological. If you are on any average given day, your physical ability, your physical status is fit, and it's not like you didn't sleep at all or you didn't eat. You know what I mean? Like, you won't have a bad day. It's inherently psychological. It has something. Luck is a big factor in this too, because if you just play all the wrong stuff, you're going to get frustrated, for example. But to avoid this, to kind of give your brain a way out, you want to be able to still pat yourself on the back, even if you think you're doing bad, because that's the way you climb out of it. This is kind of like mumbo jumbo positive emotions. This is kind of like convoluted, kind of a convoluted way of saying it. But yeah, that's pretty much it. Like you try and break down the charts into sections, the charts that you want to improve at. Be aware of what's coming up as you're playing, and you know, physically get ready for it. Yeah, I'm a very fertile guy. Thank you for watching this little video. If you liked it, feel free to follow me on Twitch. Twitch.tv/beachside bunny. Fuck. Yeah, I stream a lot and it is pretty cool. So, yeah, thanks for watching. Peace.